Alright guys, today we are in front of Beaver Custom Controllers here in Richardson, Texas. We're going to be meeting with the owner, Chris Bailey, today to go through the facility, check out some custom controllers, and see exactly what it takes to make these professional controllers and play like a pro. Okay, we are inside of the front office here, and we have been graced with Chris Bailey. Chris, it is nice to meet you. How are you doing today, brother?
Good.
I have been familiar with Beaver for quite a while. Today, are you going to give us a little bit of a walkthrough to see exactly what it takes to build these controllers for the professionals?
A little bit, yeah.
Let's do it. There used to be a time where it did not say Beaver. Can you explain to me what happened to the good old BBC logo?
Oh, to the customs. Just dropped it down to Beaver, trying to make it easier. Maybe had a few too many bad jokes, and then I got some merch stuff done, and I got on Twitter, and then someone said, "Oh, BBC," and then I found out real quick I live in a different part of the internet than the rest of Twitter.
For a second there, I thought I had a little bit of representation in the community. Would you mind giving me a little bit of a tour of the floor room and show me some new PS5 controllers? I know you got some stuff you want to show off here. Let's see.
Anybody can come in here. If you're local to the Dallas area or you're visiting, like if you come down from Major 1, come drop in before or after matches. Test out controllers. So we have like our quick picks on the top. The bottom of our display is usually filled with like our pre-built and refurbished controllers that are ready to go off the website. So like if someone were to buy one of these, we'd pull it out of the case, test it, and ship it.
Okay, so there's a lot of controllers out there on the market. Can you tell me the main reason I would spring for an online custom build professional grade controller over just grabbing one at GameStop or Target? What exactly is on your PS5 controller that I can't get at the store?
So our biggest points here is what you can't see. So on the inside, we do our magneto thumbstick mechanisms, which run off of TMR sensors, so they're not going to drift. They're going to detect input a lot better. That's what a lot of the professional players are using now. It's going to extend the life of your controller significantly. This controller is our full smart pad. So the face buttons and D-pad all have our snap action switches in there. We go the full step. We make it feel as crisp as possible. So you're getting instant action. If you're playing claw, it allows you less force, less strain on your hands, less damage to your hands, and you get the confirmation of the actual click. So like we have our old rear buttons that we've had for going on 12 years, and our new Beaver button, they click different. So the old one and the new one, so they're easier to spam. They're actually IP67 water resistant, so this switch is gonna last a lot longer. These new rear buttons, and you're getting our TMR magneto mechs. Your controller shouldn't drift, your rear button shouldn't fail, and this controller should last you 4 times as long as it did 2 years ago.
Just with this controller here, I see there's a lot of different button placements that you can pick from.
You take someone like, we could take someone like Celium, holds his controller a certain way, likes to play the medium button placement. That works well for him. But you take someone that has a little bit larger hand, likes a further down grip like Slacked. He went with more like a low button, or someone like Silly used to play like low placement. So we want the controller to fit your hands. We don't really care if we have paddles that fit everybody. We want it to just fit you because you're the only person that's gonna be using it. So as we dug further into like a professional scene, they wanted a broken-in controller. They didn't want to have to like play on the controller for hours.
Break-in controller, like sneakers?
Yeah. So they want their sticks to be a little bit looser. So this has less tension. So now we're going down 20%, 40%, and now you have less tension. Your controller feels like you've played on it for years, but it's brand new. The risk before was an old controller that you played on to get to this level of tension was probably stick drifting at the time too. So
stick drifting. And you guys are combating that in-house as well, right?
Yeah,
with the TMR thumbsticks?
Yeah. So now we can give you the tension you want right out the gate.
Right.
And you get it from day one. And then just some decorations in the back. We had some jerseys that we just threw in some cases. Obviously we have a lot of Atlanta FaZe in here because that's our one team that we do sponsor in the league right now.
These are world champions.
They are. And like this jersey, last time the group came by, we had them sign the jerseys itself. So Simp Hill, Crowder is on that. These are just placeholders to fill up the wall. And then since then, as other players have come by that have used Battle Beaver for years, we've asked them like, hey, if you'll bring me a jersey, you know, I'll switch out the controller for a jersey or something.
Wait, they're giving you jerseys?
They are. So, like, you know, Krim brought us his phase jersey and signed it last time he picked his controller up.
In my head, I thought you were buying these, no?
No.
Wait, so what kind of relationship?
I don't think you can buy that. I don't think you can buy that Krim jersey.
So what kind of relationship do you really have with these professional players? They gotta love y'all.
Yeah, so we have built for the best of the best. We've been the worst kept secret in Call of Duty for the past 10 years. We have a personal relationship with the players. Like, we know their builds inside and out. We've been here for them. They couldn't always promote us because their teams have to pay their bills.
Right.
And they have to sign my competitor to help pay those bills.
Gotta do those activations, I get it.
But when they want to win, they have to count on us to do it. All right, and this is our tech area. So this is where all the controllers are built. Dog-friendly environment, so it's Dan. So this is where every controller is built by one person. So there's an assembly line here. Each controller is being built by another gamer. So this is our conference room. That's my office. So we have Master Chief. T-shirt cannon off in the back, which we won't fire that up for, you know, OSHA reasons. Special projects area. So this is where more like an R&D, deeper testing is going on, website design, player management stuff.
You said player management? What exactly is that?
So his job is to interact between all of our pro players.
His job is to be friends with pros.
Well, to interact with each one of them. So he knows their builds by heart. He knows how they play. And this is where we prep all of our controllers, pull all the parts, get them in the bins.
I'm seeing a line of cases on this table. What's going on here?
The controllers, as they're pulled and prepped, these are orders ready to be built. So from there, each technician is going to pick one up and then run that to their desk. Jordan's back here in the back.
Hey, Jordan.
Howdy.
Jordan, mind giving me just a really quick what you're working on?
Yeah, working on a DualSense controller.
Yeah.
Right now I'm putting in the smart bumpers.
What are smart bumpers?
Smart bumpers are a quick activation, upgraded bumper system for DualSense controllers.
The clicky ones, right?
Yes, sir.
Brother, I'll let you get back to it. Thanks for letting me take
Yes,
a quick
sir. Thank
look-see.
you.
All right, so this is our final test area. This is where after a controller is completed, it gets put here to be independently tested. This PS5 controller has Z sticks, stock bumpers and triggers. It has our D buttons on here, so maybe they play some fighting games. They're not getting cross inputs. Has textured rear shell on there. So this controller is gonna go in this bin and we're gonna get it tested. Once it's done, it'll be sent off to shipping and out the door.
All right, Chris. I want to play like the pros, man. I think today is the day that I smack my credit card on the table and I purchase a Battle Beaver controller. I think this is the part of the video where I custom make my own controller on the website, submit that order, and then let's say I come pick it up from you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Chris, I'm gonna go and put that order in, brother. See you next week.
Awesome.
God bless you, brother. I'll see you. Dude, what an experience. Guys, we're gonna go home right now. We're gonna order us a controller. We're gonna come back and see Chris in a little bit. Hopefully he'll have something special for us, okay? All right, so I'm back home from Battle Beaver now, and I just placed my custom order online. And as soon as they finish making it, we're gonna head back up to HQ to go pick up the controller. What I'm looking at right now looks pretty good, and I would show you the screen, but I'd rather you see it in person. So let's fast forward to a few days from now. A few days later, we head back out to Battle Beaver to go pick up our custom controller that we designed online to our own personal specifications. It comes in one of these little boxes here. It's a protective Battle Beaver case, says it right on the top. And on the left side, we get a carabiner and a little zipper keychain that even has the Beaver logo on it. Go ahead and unzip it here to reveal the controller that we designed earlier in the video, and I'm super excited to show it to you because I know I hid it from you on the website, but I thought it'd be a whole lot better to show you the actual build design, and this is what I came up with. Hopefully this isn't underwhelming to you, but this is super sick to me. Taking it right out of the box here, I've got this controller here with this translucent smoked out black design that allows you to see a lot of the internals, including the circuit board for the touchpad. I'll go ahead and set this aside for just a moment to kind of show you everything else that's going to come in the box. You're going to get a Battle Beaver card here, just a typical business card with a phone number, website, and a QR code with some social medias on the back. And you also get a QR code here as well to leave a Google review. Underneath the controller padding, we get this card, and this one is really cool and pretty important. This is the card that was filled out by your controller technician when they were going through the entire checklist of building your controller. It has every single option that you spec'd out on the website on this sheet and filled out with an order number and a build date, which is super, super duper cool. So let's pack all this back into the box, and I'll actually show you the controller and what I decided to opt in for. Moving this aside, we have, again, the controller. I go for this kind of black smoked out look. I thought it looked really cool, very stealthy. There is some stuff, of course, in this controller that you kind of can't really see because it's all internal stuff. But I'll focus on the external for now. On the back of the controller, I got this military grade style gripping, and I opted for 4 back buttons. I know the standard's pretty much 2 for people, but I really like 4 because it allows me to use my ABXY or X, circle, square, and triangles without ever having to reload or anything like that. I'd rather just have all of them on the back of the controller. Also, on the inside of the controller, I've got the digital triggers, which are mouse click triggers, so that way the actuation point is super duper low. Earlier in the video, we saw a technician actually working on this exact thing, and I had to get it for my controller. And finally, a very important piece that I think may be a little underrated is going to be increased thumbstick tension. I got increased I got increased thumbstick tension on the right thumbstick. I play a lot of games like Call of Duty, of course, and a tighter thumbstick can actually help you aim a little bit better if you're using things like assault rifles at medium to long ranges. The left thumbstick, I left it exactly the same because I don't really need any tightness in my moving stick. I would like to move very freely as much as possible, but my right stick is actually quite a bit tighter. Now, I'm actually going to go and play a little game of Call of Duty to show you guys what it's like to use this controller in game to see if I have truly improved my ability and if I can now play like a pro.